When we had last left, the Envoy, after traveling through Shatterscarp and its desolate desert wilds, they had finally arrived at the town of Thirdborn, where they finally met with Temerdi and Yatzli, who also finally joined up with the party. As well, they met with a whole bunch of other people in town, not the least of which was a person who wanted a whole bunch of bounties collected. Captain Ngunu, I think it was, who wanted to find some former colleagues of his and poison them and kill them. And now after having done all of that, they set forth to go perhaps confront Ringrim at some godless ruins, or at the very least, get something from them in order to find the garden. But perhaps other things would be along the way before that. This is Avowed. Welcome back. Zoop. There we are. And let's unhide that. Do a quick save as well. And let's see. I think, we probably should go up here. One last drink. Whose quest is this again? We picked up a lot of them. Oh, this is for the captain. Okay. For the reunion toast and all of that. Right. Okay. And we decided that we're going to help out these people not get killed, whether they deserve it or not. We're too law-abiding. But it does seem as if they don't deserve to get killed. Man, look at this weird... Ooh, it's pulsing. Oh, disgusting. Can I hit it? Oh, it sounds schlorpy. Okay.
Lead the way.
Scourge, Skeleton Wizard, Desert Beetle. Yep, I tried. There we go. Fantastic. Okay.
Another soul for the wheel.
Oh, where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
Speed up.
That works. Okay. Well, that went well. Let's chow down on some food real quick.
Who's hungry?
Good. Oh, we got good loot here. A chitin band. Whoa. Okay. I wasn't expecting good loot here. I'll take some of that. And right here. Good. Let's see. What does that band do? 20% damage reduction against beasts. Through months of patient conditioning, an eccentric druid was able to find a way to live peacefully among a nest of sand beetles. Why he wished to do this? Nobody knows, but during this time among them, he carved this ring out of chitin molted by the nest's matriarch to represent the infinite potential of friendship between kith and beast. Okay. What a weirdo. Anything else good up here? Yeah, let's do a run over here. Lovely. Oh, a painter.
Hurry before the paint dries out.
Are you the painter that we met earlier? Or are you someone else? Hello.
Oh, hello. A hero passing by.
You're a
on
different
noble
painter.
Quest, are you? It seems everyone I meet is on some kind of quest these days.
If by quest you mean an ancient ritual to commune with the god in my head, then yes. Something like that. I just run errands for the Emperor. What I'm doing doesn't matter. I just run errands for the Emperor.
There's no just about it, I suspect. That's a terrible burden, and these lands are treacherous. I've been trying to capture the essence of the Sand Sea for days. The sands are alluring, but confounding. I'm missing something. What do you see?
I see sand. Perception 08. I'd rather know what you see in it. You're the artist here. I see danger, threats lurking, the need to protect myself. It's a god's forsaken wasteland. I don't see anything. Let's be very blunt and to the point. I don't see anything. It's a god's forsaken wasteland.
Look closer. Notice the blue in the shadows, the gold in the sun. Wait. Gold. That's it. That's the dimension I was looking for.
Happy to help. Good work. But stay vigilant out here. Good luck getting anyone to buy it. Yeah, we hate art. Good luck getting anyone to buy it.
I'm choosing to take that as sincere. I've come too far to stop now. Now, I've got to get to work.
Okay.
Maybe a beetle in the foreground.
A beetle. That doesn't look like that. Maybe. Maybe a bit. I don't know, it's iffy. It's iffy. Letter to Titan. The sheet of paper has several false starts to a letter addressed to someone named Titan in Paradise. The latest half-finished version is the only part not scribbled out. I had the pleasure of seeing your newest composition on my last trip to Paradise. I must commend you. Never have I seen such a breadth of color rendered so plainly. I marvel at how you could wield such a vibrant array of hues and misuse them so. Truly, what a skilled artist you are. Of course, I'm sure you've heard much acclaim from the others in Paradise, and I can see how, to the untrained eye, your art would inspire such adoration. But as artists ourselves, we can much more easily find fault in our works as well as the works of others. So this is a letter to the other artists that we had met. I forgot, did that artist back in Paradise also have a letter that was similarly insulting? Maybe it's just a feud of art? An artist's feud? Okay, well, nothing much else here, I think. Okay, so how do I get up to the mine? Maybe we just hug this mountain or whatever? By all this nasty, like, mucus? Are these from the... Is it from the beetles? Or is it something else?
Like a blade.
Damn, I one-shot it from stealth. Okay. Let's see what we got here. A little bit of shroomage. Is there really no entry point for this, like, mucus world? I guess not. At least not from here. Let's keep down this way, because before we had gone up. Okay. Is this Godless Ruin? Yeah, I think so. There's a giant beetle over there. Oh, several of them, in fact. Okay, maybe I can sneak up and poke them. They're kind of cute. I can't lie, they're kind of cute. This one's an elder desert beetle. Oh my god, look at it go. Great. Something else over there in the desert. Any goodies here on the dead beetles? Burned lady. Oh. Damn, they got partly crushed. Holy shit. Oh, wow. Oh my god. Did they get crushed out here? On one hand. And then they like died of exposure, right? They got like too thirsty and they couldn't quite reach the water and they couldn't call for anyone to help. Good God. Sun-worn journal. To Kayla, happy adventuring. First entry in the journal Desha gave me. After all this talk, I'm excited to finally go on some hikes around Shatterscarp. The Shark's Teeth, the Oasis, even the old Pargrunan ruins. There's so much to see. I should have told them where I went. I fell and there was a rock slide. One of the boulders trapped my arm. I can't get out. There's no one here and it's been hours. I think it's been a day now. I'm out of water and shouted myself hoarse. It's hot. If I don't do something soon, I'm gonna die out here. God, that's terrifying. Man, there's water right here. I'm gonna consume it right now. And let me get a little bit of essence regen. Okay. I don't think there's a way into this place from here. Jesus, yeah, how do I... do I have to go from the northern end of things? Maybe. Yeah, I guess we're gonna clear out shit down here then, before anything else. Okay, yeah, I guess we're in the southerly... the southeastern quadrant. Got a creature over here. Dream Thrall. Okay.
Not bad, Envoy. Thank you.
There we go. Great. Anything else? I'll take that. Good. And what about over here? Get some of them. More plants. Thorn fruit. Rather we get some Admis wort, but sure, I'll take it. Broken Crown Rock. Oh, yeah, look at all this. Sand here is like grayish blue. Okay. Got a big plant here. I better take more restorative real quick. Sure. Bunch of enemies up here. Or Dream Thralls, perhaps? Yeah. Let's go for this barbarian. Oh, fuck.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Faster, I say.
Good. Yeah, man, we are chewing shit up. Okay. Now let's pop into this. Man, 5 picks it takes to open this? Whisper of Exiles. It's a wand, I think. Okay. Let's see. A full combo attack deals low frost accumulation to nearby enemies. Hits deal 10% bonus frost damage. The Godless were master artisans, well ahead of their time. This weapon is one example of some of their more intricate work. Whether through magic or artifice, 2 separate pieces of ivory, one black and one white, were twisted and bound together to create this wand. Once wielded by the Archmage Ringrim for its affinity for frost, the weapon fell out of favor as her power and mastery of cold deepened. The whispers that you can sometimes hear coming from this wand drift across your senses like a frigid winter wind. Well, I can put this on my alternate set. Yeah, there we go. Now I have frost ranged. Okay. Take that. That said, I don't know. Maybe I should scrap it down. I don't know. I like having the elemental stuff. Gosh, I don't think I can jump up to that. At least not from there. Take your dead people stuff. And yours. Honey. Oh, careful. It's gonna scam you. It's gonna take all your potential earnings from a collab. Okay. Maybe I can just reach up and grab it. I don't know. Oh, I did! Oh my gosh. Okay, how do we get up and around here? Definitely some treasure up there. Can I jump that high? No way. Yeah. Yeah, God, I'd be down for even more parkour in like an Avowed 2. Or whatever they decide to make after this. They need to, right? Whether or not there's Avowed 2, I would imagine that there would be. But regardless of whether there is one, there needs to be another game that they make that plays like this fucking game, right? There's really nothing quite like it, I think. It feels so fucking good and punchy with the combat. But I would be down for one that has even more movement options, like fucking A, give me like a grapple. Give me a fucking grapple or let me do some like double jumping shit like that. Give me a dash in addition to like the dodge dash. Give me like a forward sprint dash or something. I don't know. There's so much opportunity for it. It feels so fucking fast and good. Right? Everything feels so fucking amazing in it.
Keep
okay.
quiet.
Over here.
They never saw you coming.
Because my mind is too fast for eyes. Go. Going over here on you? No, I don't think so. At least not yet. Oh, Yatzli has like a blink ability?
Not bad for a scholar.
Giada, I don't know who you were talking about there. I feel like that could have applied to literally any of the three of us. Okay. Over here. Little treasure. Good. Let's see. Let me go for this. Perfect. And up here. Got some more treasure. Little lockbox. Don't mind if I do. More plants up top. Can I reach that? Not from this end. Here we are. Well, I'm gonna have to re-equip my sword. Okay. Yeah, what was we had seen some shit about, like, blocking with a wand. How do you do that? Oh. Huh. Can you parry with it? Or do you need a shield specifically? Let's see. Inventory or no. Abilities. It doesn't say you do. That's very interesting. Could you just like roll with parrying with a fucking wand? Looks like we gotta make a jump. Oh, strangled Aedyran.
Something happened here. A spinner lay its trap in the dark. A home became a prison became a home. We thrash against the web that binds. What must we do to escape?
Is there anyone you can call for? Is there anything you can use? Stay calm. You can't devise a plan until you clear your head. Wait for the thing that imprisoned you to grow complacent, then strike. What's your point? We can't know what we're capable of until we're there. What's your point?
Our mind drifts, with knots wind like flowers. Is our prison real? We search for answers. They soothe us.
Is our prison real? Got some corrupted Aedyran. Oh, right, yeah, I need my... Let's see this. There we go. Actually, I want these swapped. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. Okay, can I climb up this? There we are. And what's inside, but... A little bit of money. A little bit of crafting mat. Is there anything else here? Not sure. Around this path. Could go over there. Anything up higher? Maybe. Okay. Oh, one of these. Yatzli Dispel Illusion. Command that orders Yatzli to dispel illusionary objects revealing their true nature. To use a Dispel Illusion, open the action radial. Yeah, we know about this. Okay. Hit it. So why was there just an illusion there? Right? What? Cool, but why and how was that there? Was that from Ringrim? Is it some sort of weird nature related to the... God, where the hell am I going? Related to the Dream Scourge? That's like, fucking with my ability to perceive stuff? Okay, well, I'm fine. Let's see, maybe I can actually get to the top. I'm quick loading. I did a quick save while I was climbing up. I want to see if I can actually manage to reach the tippy top. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It happened again. I may not be able to grab onto it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing. Nothing that can be done. Whew. Yeah, so long as you can grab onto a ledge, you'll prevent all fall damage. That's video games, baby. Alright, let's travel down here through the Great Sand Sea. Well, as long as we walk without rhythm, then we won't attract the worm. You like that? That's pretty good, huh? Oh shit, nothing. Anything else around here? Maybe we already looted all this crap. Yeah, must have. Looks like there's a bit of an encounter coming up ahead. Do a quick save. Is this it? No, this is something else. Zorups. Chilling. Munching. Skirmishing.
They never saw you coming. I need a minute.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay, anything else
Not
here?
bad for a scholar.
Treasure? I'll take that. More goodies. Oh, an illusion. Okay.
Child's play.
Can I get this bound onto like 4? No, I can't. Here we are. Very like 3D era BioWare, you know, to bring up the companion wheel and have them do their little ability. Okay. Or I guess BioWare golden era of 3D. Right, their golden era. Let's see over here. Yank that up. That said, Dragon Age Origins didn't really utilize companion wheels and whatnot. Sailor's Rest. Thomas Memorial.
Have you? You can feel how much they'd wanted to honor their dead.
Find the cartographer in Shatterscarp. This is what that was related to? Got some woot loot over here. Oh. Why is the red reflective? Okay, that's kind of wild. Treasure as goodies. Awakened Audra. The Joy of Painting by the Grand Art Society of Valia. The Joy of Painting. The printed text of this book has been crossed out in furious scribbles. The margins are decorated with the only legible text left. Helia curse these Valiant bastards. Cuts, this horizon line Kuta bow is worthless. How am I supposed to keep my perspective right when I paint over my horizon lines? And God's forbid the so-called masters writing this shit book ever use common words. Foreshortening my foot. Geometric arithmetic. I wanted to be an artist, not a mathematician. The Grand Art Society can take their brushes and shove them up their asses. I'm done. Alright, you know what? I like the subversion of expectations that this painter actually had no joy in painting and was actually quite acerbic. Look at this, I've got some peculiar markers on my radar. Oh, it's for enemies in the distance. Huh. Can I get a sneak attack off here?
Quiet as a soul.
Yep. There's another one over here. Oh, up top on that rock. I see ya. Oh, and there's a bunch out there. Okay. Well, let's go up the rock first. Oh shit, I can't enter it from there. Okay, let's just go down here. You know what? I bet it's faster for me to just run in here and start screaming at dudes. God, I do this special attack like every fucking time now. It's ridiculous. Okay. Let's head on up here. Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh god, I was too excited! Oh my gosh. Oof.
Couldn't have done it better.
Oh, that got him. Thank you. Let me take a little bit of a essence restorative too. Okay, let's check up here at these big old rocks. Anything? No. Wow, look at the big shroomage shelving going on over there, though. Looks like there's some smoke coming off the top of it as well. Okay, let's loop back around to the north. Yeah, it looks like I shouldn't even be able to walk here, but I can. Okay. Look at these craters or whatever. They're like pockmarks within the land itself. Okay. Gotcha.
You make this look easy.
Check her out.
Look at this fucker over here.
Dodge this.
Okay. Phew, holy shit. Yatzli, was that you? Cool. Let's see, what have we got here? Fine arquebus. The lockbox filled with more goodies. Essence pot. Got some meat. Okay. Let's check our map. So we got this little middle section here that we haven't quite checked. May as well do it. Is this it right here? Right down this way. Not picking up any enemies. Oh, I think there's a hint of one. Yeah, and some loot there too.
Not saying a word.
It's a little tiny beetle.
You're good.
Okay. Anything else? Think we're fine. Yeah, let's kill Zarb Chief Grithin. Let me chow down on some purple. Great. Oh, this is where they are. Atop all this mess. Okay. I will take that. Got some fishes, too. How do you not see me? Okay.
Look out! Watch your back.
Let's go after that fucker. Yeah, the nice thing about these special attacks is I can regen so much of my stam in the middle of it. I'm surprised I haven't seen any effect where, when I get a special attack, I like proc essence regen or health regen or something like that. Okay. I mean, at that point, if that were the case, maybe it'd be worth it to just drop blood magic too. You know, it may not be right. Like in practice right now, maybe we could even drop blood magic and get more perk points that way. Okay. Now we can go up here. Should we kill these Zarps right here first? Yeah. Oh, there's one and a bunch of Dream Thralls, actually. Fighter, Swarmer. They're gonna see me, aren't they? Or are they, like, blind? God, this shit is ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, as much as I like the idea of, like, blocking and parrying, it's, like you can get so fast at just killing shit that it doesn't even matter. You know? If anything, maybe it's worth considering it at this later stage of the game. Maybe enemies should be a little bit stronger, actually. Okay. Good. Such is always and often the problem with role-playing games, though, is like the power scaling as you accumulate more and more stuff. Gets really ridiculous. Ah, a little pile of poop. I think it's rock. Lockbox filled with more goodies. Okay, can I get back up safely? Think so.
Keep quiet.
Okay. This is fun. Ooh. Oh, here, let me take a food buff, I guess. Let's see. Guess I'll get these. Why not? Let's go for that healer over there with the staff. Was that a Swarmer as a Zarp? Yeah, these are Dream Thrall ones. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just annihilating the shit out of this thing. I want to knock it off here.
Nicely done.
Good. Oh, shit. Fuck. Come on, I was trying not to knock it off. Alright, well, what can you do? Let's see, around here. Let's look around these upper levels before we go back down for our loot. Up and over this way. Oh, you know what? Let me take some purple too. That'll do. Look at this fun dude. Ancient memory here. Ooh, I just got Hell's Tongue. Look like a claymore? Or a two-handed sword of some sort. Oh, it looks like a Zweihander, huh? Well, that's a little redundant, I guess. Right? Since I've learned that what that translates into. Okay. Let's see. Power attack kills restore 10% of your maximum essence. Soul Reaver. Wasn't that like a very popular, now kind of older franchise of games? Emotional. Hits deal plus 10% bonus fire damage against enemies above 50 max HP. Hits deal plus 10% frost damage against enemies below 50% max HP. Huh. Okay. I wonder what you could enchant it to do. Nearly 3 centuries ago, during one of Rauatai's many minor conquests, the berserker Kongada wielded this razor-sharp greatsword in battle for her Ranganui. Victory after victory did she earn as countless opponents fell to her passionate rage and cold battle focus alike. After months of fighting, the conquest was successful, as Rauatai's borders grew once more. Kongada enjoyed a few weeks of peace with her reputation as a fearsome war hero, ensuring that she would never want for drink. This peace quickly turned into boredom, however. The thrill of the fight was all Kongada really knew, and all that she truly yearned for. With a handful of like-minded warriors, Kongada left her homeland behind to work as a mercenary in foreign lands until her inevitably violent death. Well, we should probably scrap this thing. I'm probably never going to use a two-hander. I'll take it. And you get 2 corrupted Aedyran out of it. What's not to love? Okay. We always get something good from these.
We have been here before.
Is this another me?
Hear the dust whisper on the wind?
Oh yeah, look, this is when it was filled with water. Arcane Scholar. I see an ancient shrine on this rock. Who did people worship here? This used to be a seabed, didn't it? It's too treacherous to listen to your tales up here. Who did people worship there?
A temple built on sand. Water diverted from its course. The sea runs dry.
I don't see a temple. The temple is nature itself, huh? Did it sink? Was this an island? I don't see a temple.
Now our memory is a wound reopened.
Oh, maybe it did sink.
You are Nimana, one of those who speak for us. Your gift shone a different shade from others of your kind.
Nimana. According to legend, Nimana was an ancient leader of the godless and rumored to be a watcher.
The souls of the departed danced before you like sea foam. Tell us, what did you make of the songs they sang to you?
I tried to comfort people, solve problems, give messages from the dead. I kept to myself. I meditated on the secrets of the beyond. They tormented me. I envied those who led ordinary lives. People avoided me. They worried that my visions were bad omens. They worried.
You were blind to the future as we are. They did not understand. One day, a voice called you to the wilds outside your village. Find us in the highest heights, we said. Come, speak to us. You left your world behind, set off upon uncharted sea.
I knew the journey would change me. I had to find out. I relished the solitude. I was beholden to no one but myself. I fought to survive. I realized how weak and mortal I was. I was bitterly alone. I thought I might go mad. I knew the journey would change me. I had to find out how.
A cocoon, a traveling cloak, break down to transform the self. One day, you came to the place where the stone challenged the clouds. Night fell.
Where the stone challenged the clouds.
Blazing lights refracted in the sky.
The volcano we've seen before?
We appeared. Your essence joined with ours. We shared what we had seen. You perceived us in new colors. Tell us, Nimana, what did you learn?
To be Akita was to live in harmony with you. That we could show our love for you by caring for ourselves. We were your finest achievement. You wanted us to be great. Nothing. I came for answers and all I found were stars. Huh. I came for answers and all I found were stars.
We hoped you would speak in the silence. Find the answer yourself. You sailed home to the village, eager to share what you had seen. We prickled. Something was wrong. Trouble like salt on the breeze. People had chased the water back. They raised the wood and stone. They built a tremendous temple. They offered us their stores of food.
Yeah, this is one of the big questions right now, is if Sopadal, as we had just recently seen, is kind of hostile to people, you know, having their civilization encroach upon wildlife, which the Living Lands are predominantly just wildlife, you know? Regardless of who you are, whether it be Aedyran Empire, Valians of Fiormes Averno here in Thirdborn, and I'm sure in the Fourth Zone, Sopadal is hostile to that, to the idea of Kith, like, building and sort of working the land and sort of living as they live. But why wasn't Sopadal hostile to Akita, to the Godless? Right? Unless they became that way eventually. Maybe Sopadal... okay. What if all these memories Sopadal has of our past self and of other Akita, and sort of referring to that other dialogue option, wherein Kith were sort of their greatest achievement. If the idea is like maybe they made Kith, I don't think so, because then they would be completely different from the rest of the Pantheon. Maybe, though. Maybe it's more so the ways in which Kith could commune with nature they see as the achievement, rather than, like, the creation of Kith themselves. But either way, why is there such a harmonious interaction with Akita, but one that seems pretty aggressive toward Kith of today? What happened? Did something break Sopadal to, like, stop trusting Kith, and that's why Sopadal had to be imprisoned? Yeah, what if it wasn't Woodaka who did it? What if it was the Godless, the Akita themselves, and why they would go on to be called the Godless? Because they had this god who they loved, but their own god sort of spun out of control and turned against them. You know, as sort of a way of ensuring their own survival or the proliferation of their own ideals. Sopadal turned against them, and thus they had to forsake their own god. Consider that. Okay, what about the fish? What would we eat now? You never asked us to be revered that way. That stone could have built houses. They wanted what we had. Let me get a refresher here. We hoped you would speak in the silence. Find the answer yourself. You sailed home to the village, eager to share what you had seen. We prickled. Something was wrong. Trouble like salt on the breeze. The people had chased the water back. They raised the wood and stone. They built a tremendous temple. They offered us their stores of food. You never asked to be revered that way. I feel like the big takeaway here is you never asked to be revered that way. Let's say it.
Trap the falcon clipped its wings. They feared you. They feared us. They tried to placate, to control. Your eyes turned up. You saw a statue, a prison. This was not our form. A wellspring boiled. Our cry rose in your throat. This could not stand.
Yeah, I do like the idea that Sappadal may be this, like, sort of is the counter to the order promised by the Aedyran Empire, and even more so, I guess, the Steel Garrote. But is such a counter to that ideology, to that line of thinking, that Sappadal's way is one of pure chaos, one of complete lack of any type of order, you know? I like the idea of that, and frankly, that I feel like that fits in well with Pillar's writing in the past, you know, where there is no simple, easy answer, but there appears to be a setup for one, but it isn't quite so simple. And a lot of that could be owed to the nature of the gods themselves, you know, the pantheon of Eora. Yeah, I feel like my theory is pretty fucking dope. Right? We'll see how it pans out. But not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'm reading this like it's on the back of my fucking hand here. All right, we'll see though. But right now, feeling like the smartest man alive. Okay, I swallowed my fury. I tore the statue down. I swallowed my fury.
A tongue bitten. You hung your head. They piled the offerings higher. Why did you not speak for us?
They were my kin. They didn't know better. Couldn't you see why you intimidated them? I should have. I was a coward. Their worship was a gift. You refused it. Let's say that.
A gift of our own stolen fruit.
But who are you even?
The ground shakes. The thorns prick.
Ooh.
A crack carves through the pillars.
Look at this half-light.
Why?
This is another interpretation of Disco Elysium's half-light skill. One of my faves to be, well, I don't know. They're all fucking cool as shit, aren't they? But look at this, man. Okay. A catastrophe? Has something interrupted your vision? You're speaking in the present. What's happening now? Stop that. What's gotten into you? You're speaking in the present. What's happening now?
We fall. We fall.
Easy. Focus on my voice. Think clearly. Is something here? Is it hurting you? This isn't real. It happened long ago. What kind of god is scared of a memory? Let's be rude.
We did not ask for this power. We
Oh.
see light. The shadows fade. We remember now. A cut. A chasm as deep as the sea. A wound gouged into our skin in our thrashing. We did this.
Maybe Sappadal is a god that never wanted it. Okay. It's overwhelming to imagine what you're capable of sometimes. Why hurt yourself and the godless? How did that help anything? Were you punishing the godless for their disrespect? Didn't you realize your anger could be dangerous? Why hurt yourself and the godless? How did that help anything?
Purge the poison. Let it out. The only path is through.
Now, about Namana. You were talking about a temple? What became of the village? Don't keep me in suspense. What happened next? What became of the village?
The sun rose on the barren earth. We had swallowed the village. Nothing but ruins remained. Those who survived were cast adrift, whales beached on the sand. You could have led them, but in the chaos, you had disappeared.
I vanished to live alone in the wilds. I left the living lands entirely. I was buried in the rubble. You killed me. You fucking killed me. I was buried in the rubble, dead.
A voice ignored until it was too late. People again condemned to wander. A village, one day rebuilt. In time, all those who spoke for us came to Thirdborn to face their fate. Tradition without memory, a trial of unknown lineage. We saw the clay settle on the Ammonite, and we learned. We twine together. We reach for the sky. We grow. We grow. We grow.
Max stamina increase, remembrance of Nimana. Okay, that was useful for me. Got a camp upgrade too. Anything else up here? Does this go somewhere good? Or somewhere bad? Can I climb up this? Uh-oh. Okay, we're fine. Oh no. Yeah, too steep. Can't get up the rest of the way. Okay. So how about down here? It looks like I can, yeah, jump down this. Yeah, a little bit of woot loot. Down here. Over this way. Oh, Chieftain Grifton's head. I guess their body spawned back up there again. More food, I'll take it. Got a good plant here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Find the cartographer to the south. Gotcha. Okay. Honestly, I thought we would crawl down here, but not yet. A lot of loot here, though. Treasure chest filled with... me. Okay, and then... let's head over here to this plant. Ooh. Okay. And let's go right here. This is for the cartographer. Any sign of him? Guessing they'll be furthest south from us.
What a beautiful view.
Oh, an enemy right
I think
there.
this is what the cartographer referred to.
Never had a chance.
Okay. Oh yeah, look. There's some loot out there.
I'm not used to quiet.
We seek
Protect the Envoy.
True. Great. Take that. Yeah, I bet this is what we're looking for out here. Wilfrith's map. Take the rest of these. Good. Anything good that I ought to drop down for here? Don't think so. Okay, and then if we keep going eastward, there's a few other little areas here. Alright, what's this? Swarmer.
Not bad, Envoy. That'll show him.
Ooh, got more here? Good. Oh shit. Or they're fighting one another.
Yatzli, look out!
Still got one more to the right. Good. She yelled out slay. Alright. I like it. Oh wow, look at all that. Holy shit, the desert goes on for quite some time. And look, there's little bits of godless ruin out there too. Wow. Oh yeah, look. There's so much of it. Once you get into the dunes. Cool. Fine sword. More goodies. I have Rimmergon, Zarptung. Let's check around the back here. Good plant. Slagheart melon. Ah. Good stuff here. I'll take that. Something for Yatzli.
That's done.
I'm surprised there's nothing on weapons that can accomplish this same thing. What? Oh, you're here for... Okay. You're one of our people. Hello.
Hey there, brother. Here for a dip? Or we can get right to business. 'Cause a glint in your eye says you're here for a reason.
Your old captain is hoping to share a drink with you in Thirdborn. Do you know a man named Ngunu? Ngunu? Guess. You know a man named Ngunu?
Sure do. About 5 or 6 of them. Can't swing a dead seagull back in Rawatai without hitting a Ngunu. You get a crew together, you're bound to have 1 or 2. Why, back when I was in the Navy, I once served on a ship where everyone was named Ngunu but me. Started calling myself Ngunu just to feel included. Anyway, what were we talking about?
This guy fucking rocks, man. Your old captain is hoping to share a drink with you in Thirdborn. Guess. Show some decorum. I'm an envoy of Aedyran. Say
Hey
that.
now, I'm just enjoying myself. The sand's hot, the water's cool. We're free to just be here. But let me save us both some time. I have an inkling why you're here. You'll have been to Thirdborn by now. Anyone who comes here goes there. And knowing my old captain, he'd have said hello. And last I saw him, he said something about wanting a reunion drink, so, you know. It's been a long time coming. You talked to the others yet?
I'm still working on Kawa. I haven't made it out to Ruanga yet. Why'd you all drift apart? The captain said you abandoned him. I'll look for the others. I thought we would be able to tell them the truth. Why'd you all drift apart?
Well, you know how it is. Captain says one thing, maybe we say another. Maybe we had a deal go sideways. Maybe it was politics. Maybe the deal was also kind of politics. See, old Captain likes an empire. Loves all the pomp and circumstance. Wronga, though. Nothing gets her madder than people thinking anyone could be born to wear a crown.
Well, nothing divides like politics, I suppose.
I'll look for the others.
Color me shocked if everyone shows up, but I'll be there. And hey, thanks for getting this all set up. It'll be good to see the others again, even if it is the last time.
Don't have too much fun.
Maybe I can rat out what's his name when they all gather? Maybe? Okay, over here. Sapphire Eye. Trickster's gloves. Fucking Giada talking to me while I'm underwater. Sound like Charlie Brown over here. Anything else? Get all this. There we are. Okay, cool. And how about over here? Oh. Taking that. Good. Let's see. So we now have a pretty easy fast travel point. You know, I should probably explore this super far southeast route. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay. I do wonder if I can turn in the guy to, like, Ijame or whoever it was. Forget their name exactly. Let's see. Can I get any super speed water? There we go. This is why they always give people water in marathons and stuff. You know, the little cups around the side. Makes you run 25% faster.
Never had a chance.
Away with you!
Fucking A. Exploding piece of shit. Almost ripped my ass cheeks apart. Look at this secret arquebusier down here. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna have to kill you the old-fashioned way. There we are. Let's see, let's chow down on some food again. Great. Take that pick. So now am I all the way down here? Yeah, I am. Anything else further out? Yep. Some loot. I'll take it. Anything else? I bet that's it. But on the off chance that it isn't. Good. Looks like the type of area where you would fight a gigantic guy riding on top of a little tiny horse. Let's do a quick save. Head out over here. Oh, look. There's a plant we missed. Sure. Okay. Let's go back to camp real quick. Actually, we could probably stand to go get some updates from them, too. Now, let's go over here. Party camp. We'll chat with everyone. Can look into some equipment upgrades, too. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, still need a whole lot of cave coral. I can make a bit, but not nearly enough. Oh, I can make my first instance of Aedyran. Okay. Can upgrade my chess piece now. Guess I ought to do it. Lovely. Okay, and then over here. Any interesting upgrades here? Or this wand? Full combo attack deals moderate frost accumulation to nearby enemies. A successful parry deals high frost accumulation to the attacking enemy. Okay.
How did you end up in Paradise?
I was drifting. Guess I needed a change of scenery.
No, I mean, why settle in Paradise? Why not someplace else?
It's busy enough to get into trouble, and big enough to get lost in.
Are you sure it's not just because you were close to boats again?
After you've spent as much time on boats as I have, you cherish dry land.
No, I've spent enough time in Thirdborn to know that's a lie, honey.
Yatzli?
Do you think those Aedirans were onto something?
Which ones?
Or were they onto something before you ended their studies? Do you think they could have cured the Dream Scourge?
Oh, those ones that were trapped down. Okay. Do you? I don't know. But their subjects were an accident waiting to happen. I don't think anyone but Sopadal can provide a cure. Yeah, I don't think anyone but Sopadal can.
You may be right. Of course, now we'll never know. I just hope we made the right decision.
Right, wrong, it's all a matter of perspective. We're going after the source, and that's what matters. So do I. We're going after the source.
I suppose you're right. But we missed an opportunity to learn more, and we won't get such a chance again. I hate to see it slip through our fingers. Had you left them to their own devices, who knows what we would have gained. A cure might sound far-fetched, but what if they found treatments for the Dream Scourge? And even other ailments? But our loss, I suppose. Well, that's all I had to say. I'll let you get back to whatever you were doing. Unless there's something else you want to chat about? How can I help, darling?
What do you think of our travel companions?
We've been traveling together for a little while. I just have to know. Did you purposefully choose such colorful company, or is that just what you attract naturally? I mean, I'm very clearly a delight, so it's obvious why you let me stick around. I'd seen Kai around once or twice, and always thought he was charming enough. He's got a sharp tongue, though. Makes me like him even more. And Marius. I don't know what's lurking in him, but I do think he should speak to someone on it. If he reaches out, do try, will you? As for Giada, well, clearly Giada is a gem. As for me, well, I'm just as riveting as you, but the boys are giving me a run for my money.
Oh my gosh, okay. She told me about everyone and herself twice. Arcane Scholar. Honestly, it's just nice to not have to speak in layman's terms every moment of the day. Are you implying that I'm the least interesting of our group? Giada is lovely once you look past the dead parent trees in her basement. Kai has been with me since the beginning. I can't very well leave him now. Let's see. Where can I switch this down a bit more? There we are. Marius is one to have on your side, if only for his prowess in tavern brawls. I just want to help my team. Are you implying that I'm the least interesting of our group?
You've got the thorn of a secret god inside of you. I think your uniqueness goes without saying, my dear Envoy. You do strike me as a people person. Tell me, do you get along with all you meet?
I do have a sweetheart at home, but it will be a long time until we meet again. I have a lot of friends back in Aedyr. I left more than a few broken hearts at home. I have a lot of friends back in Aedyr.
So, you'll be swarmed by well-wishers then, upon arriving home? And here I thought I had a wild youth exploring ruins. You might be putting me to shame, dearie.
Come on, you and Kwilichi have been simple and sweet all your time together? Dark, empty ruins. Those could be very good places for a rendezvous, couldn't they? Come on, you and Kwilichi have been simple and sweet all your time together?
Kwilichi is quite good at knowing when to be sweet and when to be sour.
Yatzli, that's my surrogate father you're talking about? Spare my imagination, if you please.
Oh, you knew the risks when you came over uninvited, darling. It's on your head. Well, you've satisfied my curiosity. You know, Envoy, we've traveled enough that I think I've gotten a handle on your style. Style of fighting, I mean. Your fashion sense is more opaque. I could probably teach you a thing or two, if you're up for it. What do you say?
You always see the traps before I do. Can you show me what to look for? Let's sharpen our wits. Whatever you want to teach me, I'm ready to learn. Let me think about it. Okay, sure, whatever. Let's sharpen our wits.
If such a thing is even possible. For me, at least.
Am I going to get a stat buff here?
What? Out of breath already? Talk to one of the boys. See if they can help with your stamina, dear. Well, I've taught you all I can. Let's hope you put it to good use.
+2 int.
Is
Yeah,
your
not
outfit
unlike
from
Kai's, right? Yeah, Kai gave me +2 constitution. I wonder if I can change it around.
Rawatai, or do you have a tailor in Thirdborn?
Int, elemental resist, and max essence. Pretty bad for me, honestly.
Anything I had from Rawatai has long since turned to rags. And Thirdborn doesn't have tailors, just sailmakers with time on their hands. Why?
I just wanted to thank whoever decided that you should wear that vest with no shirt underneath.
I just figured it was one less piece to wash.
Oh. I didn't realize I was speaking with the man himself.
My gift to the world.
Okay. Yatzli?
There's my favorite Aedyran.
How do you cope with the stress of travel?
These sudden changes in climate always mess with my coiffure. Does Aedyr have good fur maintenance products? Do you have a contact for that?
I would have thought you had a full routine by this time in your life. Tell me about it. My hair refuses to cooperate with me now. Yeah. I feel like we're saying this in sincerity, but it is very funny for my character whose hair is basically like plant mushroom stuff. I'm gonna say it.
Now, imagine that every inch of you is frizzing up. Truly, just a good long brushing through all my fur alone would do wonders. I've got some time before we see Kwilichi again, at least. It'll give me time to find something to remind him of what he's missing.
Okay. You and Kwilichi are quite the unconventional couple. You should look pretty for yourself, not just Kwilichi, though. Do we need to pay a visit to Paradise? Maybe there's like a weird side quest here. Do we need to pay a visit to Paradise?
You're a dear for offering, but no. Let's give him a chance to miss me first. It'll just make our reunion all the sweeter. Kwilichi and I got used to the stairs early on. Thankfully, at least in Fjord, those stopped eventually. After 30 years, it's hard to still be surprised by us just drinking at the Magpie.
When did Giada enter the picture? I feel like you're exaggerating how many stairs you got. Maybe they're less judgmental at the Bone and Boar? I feel like you're exaggerating how many stairs you got. Feels appropriate for our character.
Trust me, I'm used to getting looked at. For good reasons, and bad. All things considered, it's hard to complain about my life in Fjord.
So that's it. Everything's just been perfect since then. If you tried harder, I'm sure you could find something to complain about. It sounds lovely. Sounds boring. So that's it. Everything's just been perfect since then.
No, of course not. No one is perfect, but I forgive him many vices. Like, he sleeps with his socks on.
Oh my god.
You two are adorable, you know that?
You're too sweet. As much as I enjoy our little chats, dearie, we should really get going. Oh, but if you do end up finding any liniments, be sure to help a girl out.
Let's talk about the recurring dream you've been having.
Well, I suppose you've earned that much. And I do enjoy rewarding tenacity. Though between your dreams and
My
mine,
God.
it's a wonder anyone gets any sleep around here. You remember that I nearly burned my family home down when I was young?
I'm sorry, you did what? It's hard to forget. Yeah, I do remember that, actually. It's hard to forget.
It was an accident. And I paid for it. My parents refused to buy me more spell books for years. Well, shortly after all that fuss, the dream began. It started at first with a fire. Just flames, crackling, and a feeling of safety. I thought it was a little weird, but nice. But then the dream kept coming back, night after night. I learned more every time. I saw that it was a fire in a hearth, and that hearth was in an old library. I assumed it was a library, at least, to explain why there were so many tablets lining the walls.
Are we familiar with this type of phenomenon in Greater Pillars of Eternity lore? In, like, Aeoran lore? Arcane Scholar, that sounds wonderful. What kind of tablets are in the library? Were you alone in the library? What's outside the room? What's outside the room?
I don't know. I can never move around and explore, just stand there, in silent vigil. In the library, there's just one person, but they're wearing a hood, so I never see their face. They do the same thing every night. They curl up in a chair by the fire, hold a tablet to their chest, and then the fear comes. The paralyzing, all-encompassing fear of something.
Something? You don't have anything more specific? So the whole dream is that you watch someone not read in a chair. Books are rather terrifying. So the whole dream is that you watch someone not read in a chair?
When you put it like that, it almost sounds boring. Maybe you just need to experience it yourself. But a low, deep banging starts, and it rattles through your bones and shakes you to your core. And it replaces the beat of your heart with this droning on and on and on until you forget every other sound you've ever heard.
A beat. A beat. Steel feet on the shore. They come by night.
And then, as it just gets louder and louder, and right before it gets there, I wake up.
You've been listening to too many of Giada's ghost stories.
And let me tell you, waking up in a cold sweat does nothing for my fur.
How does Sapadal seemingly have occasional bouts of, like, foresight? That doesn't ever really happen, does it? Has that happened before? You don't know the sound source, I assume? I'm sorry, I didn't notice. Are you out of fur oil already? You don't know the sound source, I assume?
How sibilant. No. Just that it's all-encompassing. It's strange. I've not told many of the details of my dream. I suppose I must like you quite a bit, Envoy. Don't let it inflate your ego too much. I suppose we should try and get some rest now. I'll have some tea ready for when we awaken later.
Marius, can I offer a suggestion?
I have a feeling you're about to do it anyway, so go ahead.
I just want you to enjoy life. I'm worried that you aren't, and this might be your only chance.
Right. What?
The next time we get reborn, we might all be trees, or mushrooms, or rats.
At least I'll already be used to having fur.
We might not even be sentient. 100 years from now, we could all be grass.
Good. It would be nice to just sit there, soaking up the sun. No worries at all.
If it's even possible that this is our last chance at life.
Wait, what?
Never mind. Doesn't it bother you?
She
Don't you
knows.
want to get the most out of this life while you have it?
Right. I get that you're concerned, but I'm good. As long as my body's still breathing, my soul will be just fine.
I'm glad to hear it. Thank you, Marius. I won't bother you anymore.
You're not bothering me. I mean, we're friends, after all.
So we are. Yatzli, did you hear that? I made a friend.
Wonderful, darling. You're growing up so fast.
How would she know about what happened with the wheel? Huh. Okay. Maybe something to do with her device or whatever, right? Let's talk with her next. Oh, whoops.
The Dream Scourge is getting worse.
Interrupted,
First our
Yatzli.
land, then our animals. Now our people. If we don't put a stop to it, we're looking at the end of the living lands.
I don't think so. We'll stop it somehow, have faith. Even if we heal the living lands, we still need to wrest it away from the steel garrote. For all we know, it's already too late. We'll stop it somehow, have faith. In the Aedyran Empire.
And the world keeps punishing me for it. As if the Dream Scourge wasn't enough of a problem, the Aedyrans are profiting off our misfortune. They haven't come to help us. They're here to exploit our weakness.
At least now it's common knowledge. Crack your knuckles. My people are in dire need of correction. That's true of the steel garrote, but not all of Aedyr. Let's say that.
The steel garrote are a weapon. Who do you think wields them? It's too bad. We're fighting for our lives, our souls, and our freedom. I don't know if we can win all three.
We can. It won't be easy, but we'll make it. We can't. The odds are stacked against us. You doing all right? You doing all right?
I've been better, if you hadn't noticed. Maybe it has something to do with my home burning down. My apologies for acting cynical, but it feels as if nature, politics, and even the very gods are working against us. I don't appreciate being backed into a corner, but here I am.
It must be nice having Yatzli around.
Despite everything that's happened, I'm so grateful to be working with Yatzli. In many ways, Quilici has been like a second father to me. But Yatzli, she's like my dirty aunt who's up to no good.
Okay. I like that she correlates them to being different family members. We all need a few bad influences in our lives. If she can fight, she's welcome to tag along. Can we trust her? Can we trust her?
As long as you don't feed her after midnight. She gets gassy, temperamental, and somehow it's your fault. While I have your attention, I've been thinking. Why is Inquisitor Ludwig suddenly interested in godless ruins?
Maybe she knows more than she lets on. Not for any good reason. Doesn't concern us. I bet she knows more than she lets on.
She's a smart one. I'll give her that. We should be ready for anything. Something tells me Ludwig isn't finished with us yet.
Maybe... Yeah, is Ludwig a godlike? I don't remember. Is Ludwig a godlike for, Woodica? Because maybe Ludwig is also getting communications from a deity. Let's talk about Shatterscarp.
Anything in particular?
Actually, can I even check here? Let's see. Yeah, she's a paladin, but is she a godlike too? I don't know. Returned, fell in battle, and later returned as a death guard. I mean, I guess it doesn't bar her from being able to communicate directly with a god. You know? You don't have to be godlike for that. I wanted to ask about you.
What are you so curious about?
What do you think of our travel companions?
Anyone in particular? I warn you, I'm not the best judge of first impressions.
Well, you must have some opinion of Yatzli. This is more than a first impression.
Of course. She's brilliant, open to anything, and sees the world as she wants it to be. Yatzli gave me my first glass of wine, and the courage to approach a special someone. We have a lot of catching up to do.
Did she know your parents? Wait a second, who was this special someone? Thanks for your perspective. Who is this special someone?
No one to get jealous over. To call it a relationship would be an insult to the word. But it was fun while it lasted. Animancy is the study of life. Unfortunately, we get so busy that we forget to live. So a little roll in the hay is good for the soul. Yatzli taught me that. Well, not the part about rolling in the hay. That was my idea, and I don't recommend it.
Did she know your parents?
Indeed, old friends. When they died, Yatzli protected me. Made sure I had one consistent person in my life. I think that's why she gave me that glass of wine. Why she encouraged me to live my life to the fullest. She was making sure I hit all the milestones I could have missed. Now that she's traveling with us, maybe she can teach you a thing or two. I think that covers everyone. And if my good opinion changes, you'll be the first to hear about it.
I'm assuming she knew Yatzli after she knew Quilichi, though, right? Let's talk about Shatterscarp.
You know me. Always ready with an answer.
I lied. Goodbye.
Thanks for talking.
Okay, and how about Kai?
Thirdborn. If it weren't for the Leviathan skeleton in the middle of town, I'd hardly recognize the place.
How so? When were you last here? What do you expect? It's besieged by dream thralls and guarding against another Fjord. What do you expect?
It's not that. You ever come back to a place and feel like the buildings are smaller and the colors are duller?
Arcane Scholar. I felt something like that when I returned home after completing my studies at Bragenhill. Not really. Is this about Tama?
No. Well, yes. But it's more than Tama. Thirdborn was always this rugged oasis. Dangerous and out of the way, but bursting with vitality. It was a harbor for larger-than-life types. People like Capo, the Leviathan Slayer, and Tama. Glory seekers, trophy hunters, warriors trying to leave their battles behind. People who built around their stories and their scars.
Saw more scars than glory back there. The Thirdborn you describe sound more like legend than reality. And now? The Thirdborn you describe sounds more like legend than reality.
I guess it felt like one, too. Hardtack and Merc brew after a long day's patrol tasted better than any feast. Being back, it felt like we were watching Thirdborn die a slow death.
Thirdborn has probably changed over the years, but so have you. They're facing the brunt of the Dream Scourge. That would take its toll anywhere. You're in mourning for the home you left. It may not have ever been quite the way you remember it. They're facing the brunt of the Dream Scourge.
True. But I can't help but feel that the Thirdborn I knew 6 years ago would have faced it better. I think what's eating at me is that Thirdborn seems rudderless. The Dream Scourge is one threat. Conflict with Aedyran is another. The Living Lands is changing, and Thirdborn feels like a barnacle on a moving ship. Temeriti's leading them as best she can, but towards what? What are we doing out here besides surviving?
Honestly, that's a pretty good analysis of their place in the world, right? Like, relative to Fiormes Averno and Paradise, they definitely feel way more ragtag and way less established. It really does feel like they're just surviving. Sometimes surviving is enough. Thirdborn will change and adapt with the rest of the Living Lands. It's not enough to run from something. You need to run to. You need something to run to. All this talk of drifting and needing direction sounds personal, Kai. Thirdborn will change and adapt with the rest of the Living Lands. I also like the idea of the writing here, right? He's also kind of talking about himself as option 4 alludes to. Thirdborn will change and adapt with the rest of the living lands.
Or it'll go the way of the godless and their ruins. Not sure which idea makes me more uneasy. What about you? You were sent by your emperor to investigate the Dream Scourge. Since then, you've died, met a secret god, and gotten swept up in tensions between your empire and our scattered settlements. You've been consistent. You brought Egwulf to Adir's justice, and the Stilgarrote's attack on Fjord went forward. Do you know what you're sailing towards, or are you drifting with the tides?
I'm guided by my loyalty to Aedyr and its people. I follow my principles, not my commands. I'm making this up as I go. I'm guided by my loyalty to Aedyr and its people.
It's good to know what you stand for. I envy that clarity sometimes. Thanks for talking. I hope Thirdborn is able to find its way somehow.
So tell me about Tama's badge, the one we're looking for?
A marker of his service to Thirdborn's defense. And something that helps his comrades identify his remains.
Yeah, maybe we should have him in our party.
You always hope it won't come to that.
You hope it won't, but you know it might. It's an old Rauatayan naval tradition that Thirdborn's kept alive. And another debt I owe him.
How well did you know Naoki and Hasui's squad?
I'd never met Naoki. Hasui arrived a few months before I left Thirdborn. I knew their squad mates better. Uriki was a ship's carpenter with the Rauatayan Navy years ago. Came from a military family, but she never saw much combat herself. Manu was a deckhand on a pirate ship. Stopped in Thirdborn with his crew to resupply and never left. I don't think piracy suited him. Kiri, he was a sweet kid. Born shipboard to a mercenary captain who left him here and never came back. For the longest, I thought that was for the best.
Sorry you lost your friends, Kai. They don't sound like they were properly trained soldiers. Let's say that.
No, they weren't. I never would have expected them to try something like this. The Thirdborn's in dire straits if they're sending people like this out to patrol.
How did Thirdborn come to be?
The story goes that a lot of the first arrivals were Rauatayans without other prospects. Too low on the ladder to take over the family trade, too poor to learn another.
The Thirdborn of their families. Is that true? The Thirdborn of their families.
Exactly. Rauatai's an inhospitable environment to say the least, so my people have a proud tradition of seeking our fortunes elsewhere. Rauatai's got a big navy that always needs fresh blood, and there are plenty of opportunities for large, colorful mercenaries and bodyguards all over Eora.
Right. I think character creation in Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 says as much. Rauataians aren't all warriors and sellswords. Let me guess, some of them wound up here. But you all aren't all warriors and sellswords.
Of course not. We've also got poets, artisans, scholars, traders, you name it, just like anywhere else. But they're not the ones who built Thirdborn. It started as a convenient harbor for pirates and mercs to lie low. Bold, or desperate, fishing crews from Rauatai would follow seasonal catches out here.
Seems like a rough place to lie low, and a long way for a fishing trip. And that became a town? That became a town?
Over time, those early arrivals built huts, a proper harbor, and walls to protect them from all the hungry things in the desert. Well, that brought in a steady trickle of veterans, ruffians, trophy hunters, and rugged eccentrics. People looking for fresh adventure, or running from the consequences of their old ones.
And far from the reach of any nation's laws. Which one were you? And far from the reach of any nation's laws. We need to bring that up.
Your words, not mine.
So what kept you from returning to Thirdborn for so long?
I've got a lot of memories here. And the longer I stayed away, the harder it felt to come back.
I know the feeling. Well, what's it like to return now? Sounds like you're running from something. Sounds like you're running from something.
Who, me? I just don't like change.
Mm-hmm.
Thirdborn's missing a lot of familiar faces.
Who, me?
And the youngsters who've grown up and the new arrivals, they seem green. Like they're cut from a different cloth, a more delicate one.
Yeah, I was about to say, you sound old. Congratulations, Kai, you're a grumpy old man. Give it time, you've been gone a long while. Their neighbors are turning into dream thralls. That would rattle anyone. Congratulations, Kai, you're a grumpy old man.
I really do sound like my grandfather.
You smell like him, too.
How about you borrow Yatzli's ladder so you can say that to my face? Thirdborns only survived
Marius knew his
because the people
grandfather?
were tougher than the wilds. I just hope the people living behind those walls
And how he
know
smelled?
to keep them standing.
Okay, I want to know about Shatterscarp.
Where to start? It's a huge desert full of sandy wastes, canyons, and highlands. On a clear day, you can stand at one of the overlooks to gaze straight across the great sand sea and see no end to the dunes.
Wow. I prefer a little greenery myself. Let's say that.
Rawatai didn't have much of that, so I guess I'm used to it. But Shatterscarp may surprise you. It's dangerous and stark. A lot like Rawatai, but in a different way. Sandstorms instead of typhoons. Guess that's part of what I liked about it. Familiar, but different.
I got questions about you.
And I've got answers. Some of them may even be true.
How about thoughts on Yatzli?
You're asking me? I'm not much of a gossip. Okay, who do you want to know about?
Yep, I want to know about Yatzli.
You know, just when I was thinking our little group was getting too solemn and serious, we met her. Sometimes I think she lives in her ruins and grimoires rather than in the real world with the rest of us. But she keeps things interesting and keeps us on our toes. What's more, she's a good friend to Giada. And Giada's a good influence on her.
Is that all? Because I thought you two were flirting earlier. I mean, they both flirt with everyone, I think. Yatzli sees things differently. She studies both lost history and magic of incredible power. What matters most is that she's a friend, and she's got our backs. Is that all? Because I thought you two were flirting earlier.
I'm pretty sure Yatzli flirts with everybody. I don't read anything into it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. She's,
Like, I think he does the same thing.
But she and Quilichi have a good thing. I'd never get in the middle of something like that.
Okay. Yatzli sees things differently. She studies both lost history and magic of incredible power.
Yeah, and both of those subjects fly way over my head. I prefer dealing with things I can see and make sense of. I just hope she keeps some part of herself grounded with the rest of us. She's brilliant, but I worry that the real-world consequences of the forces she plays with are academic to her. Maybe I shouldn't.
Let's talk about something else.
Sure.
I lied.
Holler if you need anything else.
Okay, and then finally, Marius.
Listening to Yatzli's thoughts about godless ruins is one thing. Bringing her along for the rest of the trip is something else.
You don't trust her? She's been helpful so far. If you have something on your mind, say it. If you have something on your mind, say it.
I don't know. She's all right, okay? But how would she know how to get to the garden? If she's read anything about the garden, it was written centuries ago. Obviously, things have changed since then.
Perception 02. We have to find a way to the garden, and this is our best chance. Do you have a better idea? I trust Yatzli with this. End of story. Do you have a better idea?
I don't know. Just following a lady who says she knows something about the garden just seems crazy to me. I'll go along with whatever you decide. Just don't be disappointed when she doesn't show you what you wanted to see. Anyway.
Dude, I've come to really like Marius, because he's such a weird, neurotic character, the likes of which I feel is rarely portrayed in this same way in video games, you know? Like the portrayal of his neuroses is so unlike, I don't know, most times you have a neurotic follower in a video game, right? Usually it's kind of more akin to Yatzli, You know, where they're so eccentric and eclectic, right? It's rare to have someone who's so like fucking I don't know. Oh, Miss Frizzle, I knew I should have stayed home today or whatever, right? I don't know. His characterization is something else. Okay. I'd love to get your thoughts on our companions.
Let's make sure they're not listening. The only one we haven't talked about is Yatzli. I don't trust her any further than I could throw her, which honestly isn't that far. She actually goes down into these ruins on purpose, just to see what's down there, I guess? And now she's trying to lead us to the garden. Might as well be searching for WoW's wacky wagon of mysteries. Nah, I'm sure she knows what she's doing, but what if she doesn't?
How about Shatterscarp? Let's talk about that.
Right. What do you need?
I'm interested to learn more about Shatterscarp.
What else is there? No idea. What you see out there is what you get.
Any tips for surviving?
Let's see. It gets cold out here at night. I always make a fire in camp, and no matter how hot it is during the day, I always keep a blanket. I like to camp on a hill or plateau if I can, because even the slightest bit of rain can cause a flash flood. You'd be surprised how many people drown in Shatterscarp. Nothing's prepared for rain out here, especially the land itself. Though if you don't drown, your water problems are pretty much solved, so there you go.
Okay, good talk. And frankly, good advice.
Right, changing the subject.
Okay, that's enough for now. Get some rest.
Until next time.
Wait, Marius has more? Really?
I suppose if you're on a wild goose chase, there are worse places to do it.
Worse places on a hot, barren land filled with chasms and sinkholes? You're looking on the bright side for once. You know something about Shatterscarp that I don't? You still think we're searching for the wrong thing? You know something about this place that I don't?
I probably know a lot about this place that you don't. It's rough, but it's very survivable. Yatzli's got you going in all sorts of abandoned ruins. Who knows what's down there? More questions, most likely. And spiders.
The godless ruins hold the answers I need. You afraid of spiders now? What's going on with you? Where's all this coming from? This would all be a lot easier if you'd stop questioning my decisions. Let's come down hard. This would all be a lot easier if you'd stop questioning my decisions.
Right. You don't want to hear it. Fine. We'll move right along then. Anyway.
Shit. Okay. That's it for now.
Pleasant dreams.
Alright, that seems to be it. Let me attach this thing. Critical hits deal high random accumulation. Huh. Now that's useful. A random accumulation, because we get a lot of critical hits now.
The best treatment for snaggage, if you ask me.
I didn't ask, but I'm glad you know so much about what to do with your mother's tongue.
Oh dear, someone must have asked. And snaggage is perfectly natural, I'm sure, and nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, you may laugh. But you wait until you're overcome with snaggage and you're in dire need of mother's tongue.
Darling, trust me. I can handle any mother's tongue if needed.
Oh my god.
Well, I do carry it in my pack, but sure. Get snaggage. See if I care.
I think there's been some confusion. Everyone is aware that Mother's tongue is an herb, yes?
Of course, dearie. Marius is just too much fun to tease.
Besides, who names a plant something like that?
God. I kind of wish that this were like a Pillars game and we could have all four of them with us at once. You know, in here, because the banter is pretty good, the ways in which their characters bounce off of one another like this.
Yatzli, I have a theory.
Oh, do tell.
I believe our souls have awareness independent of conscious thought. Dreams, instincts, reflexes, appetites. These are all facets of our ethereal self. A subconscious, if you will.
Fascinating. Do you have any idea what this subconscious wants?
If I had to guess, my soul has no love of confinement. It wants to escape, to be free.
I assume my soul wants pampering and finer accommodations. but not better company, at least.
My soul just wants to be left alone in silence for once.
For me, it's pie. Pie all the way down.
I feel as if we're scratching the surface of an entirely new field of animancy. If only I had the time to pursue it.
Alright, let's get out of here. Let's exit to previous location. And you know what? Let's get Yatzli and Kai. There we go. Because we should have Kai with us, at least while we're going looking for this item for him. Right? And he has a lot of... Well, I assume he'll have a lot to say about Thirdborn and Shatterscarp as a whole. Yeah, where even is that? Art of Valor? Is this actually it? Battle Scars, Heart of Valor. Oh, this is for Chico and the elderly Uncle Capo. Okay. Well, we'll head there next. It's right up there. Let me get some move fast water. There we are. Got some sort of freaks over here.
Keep quiet. To the earth.
Great. I'll take that. Got a bunch of plants here. May as well yoink them up. Soul sponge. More wort. Oh, treasure map. Dead Man's Mail. After painstaking effort and a lifetime of grave robbery, I have invented the darkest pinnacle of necromancy. The armor of the dead for the living. Leather so fresh, it recalls back to the flesh. Audra to pin the soul down, and unsightly corpse pants to complete the look. Only trouble is, the whole thing reeks of the grave. So I'll hide it away until the smell subsides. Jeez, looks like it's in Thirdborn. No? Is this Thirdborn? I mean, it must be, right? Yeah, it must be. I was about to say, is it Paradise? It's gotta be Thirdborn. Got some Mogren's Fury. Okay. Let's head on up over here. Another plant. Yoink. And we get some more Dream Thralls, I think. On a dead body. Good stuff there. Let me also eat a stew. Can I do a sneak attack here? Looks like it. This one is a 4th grade or 4th tier type of enemy.
It looks easy when you do it.
Good. Okay, how about up here?
Another glorious battle.
Think we're good. Let's continue. Another plant. Sand Sea Ruins. Is there an inlet right here? There's a grenade up top. Let's go get that. A sign that we haven't thoroughly looked around here quite yet. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, this goes back to this guy's little swimming zone. Okay. So, let's try and get up in here. Was there a way around and in from this side? Man, look at all that. Okay. Got some goodies out here. Good. Okay, up and over. I'll take that. Is this an enemy? No, this is a person we're here to meet with. It's Coda. Kata.
Just one measly dungeon.
And
How
Daria.
bad can it be?
Hello?
No, Dario. I'm not doing this.
This is your fault. You went soft on that merchant. Barely nicked him. Reckon he lived and ratted us out to the constable. So we're gonna lay low in these ruins and sit on our haul. Who knows? Maybe we'll find treasures inside that'll make us rich.
Rich? You're gonna kill us all. Wow's eyes. Who are you?
I'm just someone passing by. You just admitted to theft and murder. You broke the law. I'm about to be your worst nightmare. You just admitted to theft and murder.
Hey, first of all, we only bled that merchant a bit. Still quite alive when we left him.
I don't like this, Dario. This is how we get ourselves killed. First you said we should come to the Living Lands, and I went with you.
Stealing from that merchant was your idea, though. And credit where credit is due. It was a solid one.
Now you want me to break into some dungeon full of traps? I've had it.
Kuta Bao, if it bothered you that much, you should have said so.
Attack. So you're the bandits the constable wants dead. Are you two done? Surrender peacefully and no one gets hurt. Surrender peacefully.
I told you we should have gone into the ruins instead. I told you it'd be simpler. Now look what happened. Shut up and draw your blade already. We can argue after we kill this sanctimonious little shit.
Oh, okay.
Stay safe.
One for you!
Oh shit. What the fuck? Was that Yatzli's thing? Okay. There we go. I'll take that. Sack of jeweled eggs. Okay, good. Let's chow down on some food real quick. Good. Okay. Looks like they had wanted to get into the ruins over here, which we also kind of want that. Okay. Got some more stuff over here. Dream thralls galore.
Disturbs us. Beat them to the
Good. Okay, over in here. Can I enter this building? Looks like it. Admiss word over here, looks like. Yep. Is there something on top of this? No. At least not anymore. Okay, can we enter here? Electric lily seed. Barred from this side. Okay. Sure. What the fuck? See if we can't get the sneak attack on this Zara High Priest. Shit. Great. Easy enough. I kind of miss having the second wind mechanic kicking in, though. Feels like our stat points there have become a little redundant. That said, I guess it's good for roleplay purposes when we're in dialogue. Oh shit. And to go for this. There we are. Let's climb on up. Good. Anything up here? That's where we were. Got some loot up top, it sounds like. Fine great hammer. Oh, I'm encumbered. Okay. Stash all these. Okay. Great. That'll do. Yeah, we're gonna have to make this jump. Yep. Cool. What's inside? Nothing much. Vessel flush and 77 skate. And up here. Honestly, I was expecting way more enemies up here. More loot. I'll have to pick it. See what we got. I'll take it. Then up and over here. Jump up and get that. It's like we can descend. So we'll hold off on that. We'll look over here first. More treasure. Taking it. How about up top here? Nothing much. Okay. Well, let's head on back around. Wonder if you were meant to jump onto those if you didn't have the move speed. Nah, maybe you could still make it. Even with lower move speed. Okay, let's descend down into this freaky pit. Can scarcely see yet. Here we are. Okay. Ah, and there's the barred door from earlier. I thought that was a creature coming out of the ground. Big beetle or something. Okay, and that's where we need to go then, huh? See over here. Ah. Agate eye.
That looks like a piece of the thing you were fiddling with at camp.
More good stuff. Okay. Well, I guess before we head on down into these ruins, we'll call it, right? And when next we return, we'll go do the Heart of Valor, right? This is for getting the rare and valuable Leviathan heart for that dying old man. probably to give to Chica or Chico or whatever their name was. Anyway, until next time, please take care of each other.